Lesson 6, adding 3-digit numbers. Explore. Sarah uses 2 sets of building blocks together. One box has 147 blocks and the other has 178 blocks. How many pieces does she have altogether? You need to add for this problem. I will give you 2 minutes to solve the problem. Time's up. Did you get 325? What method did you use? This is how I solved. I went from right to left, which is one of the strategies that we'll be talking about today. I went 8 plus 7, which is 15. There's the 5, and my 1 is up here. Then I went 7 plus 4, which is 11, plus the 1 at the top is 12. So for 12, I put the 1 here and the 2 down here. And then I add the hundreds place, which is 1, 2, 3. 325. That was not a very good circling. Okay, so if we go down to the bottom of the page, it says, and this will be our example for showing how our 2 strategies work. So one jigsaw puzzle has 357 pieces. Another puzzle has 275 pieces. How many pieces are there altogether? So one strategy that I'm going to show you is not the one that I did above. This is a different strategy. So this is adding from left to right. Okay, so the first step to adding from left to right is, just as I did above, write the smaller number under the larger number, making sure the place values line up. So, which number is bigger, 357 or 275? I look at the 2 in the hundreds place and the 3 in the hundreds place, and I can tell that the first puzzle is larger. So I write, in green, I write 357. And then right underneath, making sure that the place values that are alike match up. So the 2 under the 3, the 7 under the 5, and the 5 under the 7. Then we put our equal sign line. We move down. Next step says, look at the first digits in each number, the hundreds place, so right there. And add the two numbers together. Write the sum below the equation line. Put zeros in the tens and ones place. So I will do step 2 in purple. So purple says add the hundreds. So 2 plus 3 is 500. And then put zeros here and here. Step 3 says repeat for tens place. Put a 0 in the ones place. So I will do that in blue. Number 3 is in blue. So looking here at the tens place value. So we've got 7 plus 5. What is 7 plus 5? You're right, 12. So the 2 for the 12 goes into the tens place value. The 1 jumps up front because we've got a 2-digit sum. So the smallest number goes right underneath the tens place, and 0 goes in the ones place. Okay, because it's really 50 plus 70. So if you thought 50 plus 70, that would be 120. It would not be 12 if you put the 1 here and the 2 there. That wouldn't work. You probably can guess what the next step is, but it says do the same for the ones place. So then we go back up. I'll do that in red. And we've got 7 plus 5, which is 12 again. So notice that the 2 goes right under the ones, and then the 1 goes in the tens place. I'm running out of room here, but it says add all 3 numbers together now. So you make another equal sign. What color did I have it? Let's go orange. Okay. So we make another equal sign, and then we add the numbers together that are right on top of each other. So 0 plus 0 plus 2 is 2. 0 plus 2 plus 1 is 3. And 5 plus 1 is 6. So 632 is my answer. Okay, so make sure that you write this down. These are the steps to follow. I will give you 20 more seconds to write down the steps. Okay, so moving to the right side of your handout here, it has a strategy of adding from left to right, which is what we did above in the Explore. So we're using the same question, the same thing up here, and you'll notice that we start with the same step for both strategies. So we have to start with write the smaller number under the larger number, making sure the place values line up. So again, 3 is bigger than 2, so we write 357. Oh, I forgot a plus sign over here. How did I think of it? Plus 275. So it starts out the same way, and this is just a matter of preference. What do you like better? So if you liked the way that we did before, great. Maybe you'll also like this one, or maybe you'll only like this one. Step 2, look at the last digits in each number, the ones place. So now we're starting on the opposite side and add the 2 numbers together. So step 2 will be purple again. So we look at the ones place value, And it says it's 7 plus 5, which if we remember that was 12. Now if we go down to the bottom for a second and just look at step 4, it says if the sum of any two numbers is greater than 9, you must carry your tens digit over and add it to your sum to the left. So that applies here because we have a 12. So we need to write the 2 here and the 1 up here. So it still makes a 12. 1 is still in front of the 2. That's how I know I wrote it right. 1, 2, that makes 12. If I put the 2 up here and the 1 down here, that would mean 21. But we don't have 21. 7 plus 5 is 12. Okay. Next, step 3, repeat for tens place and the hundreds place value. So that is in the same step for this because they're fairly similar, don't need extra instruction. So we've got here 1 plus 5 plus 7. So 1 plus 7 is 8 plus 5 is 13. Put the 1 up top. I know I did it correct because 1 is front of the 3 is in front of the 3 to make 13. Next, we need to add the hundreds place values, and we've got 3 plus 2 plus 1. So 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 plus 2 is 6. And that is the answer for this strategy. So notice we've got the same result, 632. So it's what you prefer. Now, the first strategy here has more writing, but the second strategy, this part can get tricky, the carrying over. So if that part is tricky for you, then try to stick with this one for now. Okay, because if you don't carry properly, you're not going to get the correct answer. So those are the two strategies that we'll work on today. We've got 4 examples here. Now, if you feel confident that you could answer all of the questions of the assignment, you can go ahead and go to your desk now to complete. The assignment's on the bottom of the back of the page. It's page 53 to 54, numbers 1 to 3, 6, and 7. Now, if you feel like you could use a few more examples, then we will do those right now. So watching up here, this is the adding from left to right strategy. So this is the one with a little bit more writing, but it may be less confusing. So we look at first step, find the smaller number and write it under the bigger number. So we write 684 is larger than 432. Then step 2, we add the hundreds place values first. So 6 plus 4, well, that is 10. So notice I put the 1 over here. Always the ones digit goes right underneath whatever place I'm adding. So 0 goes right under the hundreds place value in this case because that's what we're adding. Then we go and add 0 here and put a 0 here to hold the place value. Then we look at the tens place value and we go 8 plus 3 is 11. Where do I put that one? There and there. This stays as 0. We cannot go past the tens place value. So 11 goes there. And last but not least, we've got 4 plus 2, and that equals 6. And then next step, add it all together. We've got 6. 0 plus 1 is 1. 1 plus 0 is 1, and 1. So this step might be a little bit more writing, but it's often really easy. So that's this example right here. You try this one. I will give you 1 minute to solve, and then we'll go through it. Okay, so I've started. I've got my larger number on top of the smaller number, and I've already added my hundreds digit, my hundreds place value here. 7 plus 1 is 8. Then I've got 5 plus 5, which is 10. So remember that 10 goes over this way, and there's still a 0 in the ones place value. And then we add the last two digits here. 1 plus 6 is 7. So we add this up. 0 plus 0 plus 7 is 7. 0 plus 0 is 0. And 8 plus 1 is 9. So if you got 907, then you are golden. Okay? I'll leave that there for a minute. Well, a few more seconds anyways. The next strategy we'll practice is the adding from right to left. Okay, so moving down to the bottom, I see that here is the larger number. So we've got 781 plus 235. Okay, so this strategy, remember, we're starting from the right. So that's the ones place value first. So we've got, move this down a little bit. We've got 5 plus 1 is 6. We've got 8 plus 3, which is 11. And then we've got 7 plus 2 plus 1. So 7 plus 1 is 8, plus 2 more is 10. And there's my answer. You try this one. 792 plus 344. I will give you 1 minute to solve, and then we'll go through it. Okay, time's up, and I just forgot we were doing the right to left, and I started to do the left to right. So start this again. We've got the ones place value first. So 4 plus 2 is 6. Then we've got 9 plus 4, which is 13. So 1 goes up here, 3 goes down here. And then we've got 1 plus 7 plus 3. So 1 plus 7 is 8, plus 3 more is 11? Yes, it is 11. And there's our answer, 1,136. So if this method makes more sense to you, then use that one. If the left to right makes more sense to you, then use that one, whichever one you prefer. Okay, so it is now time for the rest of us to go back to our desks and complete this assignment, please.